performances that they've been showing. Again, even back in MSC 2024, when it was still, before they were DFYG, they were XYG. And they made Falcons 8.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I will say it can be scary about 15, 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
But still, the possibilities are there, and RQ is paying their dues. But once again, the Jushin is open.
Jushin, the Bruno is open as well. Like DFYG's pocket marksman pick, it has always been the Bruno. I wouldn't be surprised if that is also KBG's main choice, considering how strong he is right now. But I do prefer the Jushin as that first pick a lot more than the Bruno.
And RQ plays it so well by putting that trade out there. It's like we ban out the Freya, but we leave some options, and they pick up the Suyo with KBG. That means Bruno and Jushin?
Yeah, and there he is.
Yeah.
The Bruno, again, gotta acknowledge, he is the marksman of the M6 World Championship, and RRQ get the Jushin as well. Mirko's already happy about the first two picks on the side of RRQ Hoshi, and this gives them a quick scaling marksman that can dominate lane, and a mid laner that might actually stop KBG rotations.
They might have to take the Hilda now because we saw what happened when Hilda, Jushin, and Bruno are on the same team. Literally the previous game, power picks, early, mid to late, incredible pressure, insane late game scaling. So if you're KBG right now, you gotta select these next two picks very, very carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just scary, man. Just seeing those two picks alone on RQ's side. I was already questioning if Bruno should start getting banned. Jushin definitely needs to stay banned. And right now, they're both in the hands of RRQ. KBG, what do they pick up here? Do they go for EXP Roam, maybe? Mid and Roam. They get the Valentina, they get the Hilda.
Of course, they gotta get the Hilda at this point, but with KBG's first three picks, they are lacking range. They need a little bit more of that into the second phase.
Something just crossed my mind, right? Remember we talked, I mentioned a bit about Fredrin, and Susujin was sort of like the first guy that played Fredrin in a long time in MPL ID.
Yeah.
Looking at what KBG has right now, it's not necessarily the worst of options as well. It definitely can be something that I think RQ can consider moving forward.
Oh, you called it!
That's the King Susujin, Fredrin is out again!
Okay, but how will it, so it worked very well against the Joy earlier today.
Yeah.
How is it going to work against a slightly harder hitting hero in the early game? You know, going up against the Suyo, like, will it still be able to just completely outpace the Joy like it did? Or is it going to have a little bit more trouble in the early game?
This Fredrin, I feel like with what it's paired with Jushin, and then at this point, the last possible best pick for KBG, if they want to be aggressive and match that, it's either going to be the Alpha or, well, they're actually quite comfortable with the Lunox. Those are going to be very expensive picks, and it's a very solid first three by RRQ Hoshi.
Yeah, at the same time, you are not bothered about the Hilda invading you, that's for sure. You got great peel alongside the Jushin, so it keeps Skylar insanely safe.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact, there's a very funny link between KBG and RRQ. So Sasa and Susujin both played with and allegedly has been scolded by many times by Sasa, the stern Kage. And Susujin agreed that Sasa is very strict, but he claimed that he got better because of his own hard work. Of course, that is Coach Sasa now of Yanfang Yagua.
Pretty funny because Sasa in the interview said that as a coach, he's angry, he's less angry because, you know, he's not playing as much, but, you know, he gotta control that anger. He ain't young anymore, but that strictness is one of the reasons that he became one of the Kages, the first player to win in 2 different regions.
Yeah, I like it. So now RQ with their last ban coming in. Do they just take it? Maybe they take out the Beatrix here. Maybe just keep on hammering into that gold lane. They took out the Granger already on the side of KBG. One more ban as well. Focus on into the XP lane. Maybe take out the Hylos.
Yep, could be. If RQ Hoshi decide to ban something like a carry, I'm gonna find it quite funny. But of course, they actually respect another pick on the side of, a power pick for KBG. They like playing the pick off, and Tracy is very good in that Kaja.
Yeah, even last year during their first wildcard experience, Tracy has demonstrated the Kaja as well. And you don't want to be isolated, right? If you're Susujin on the Fredrin, if you're Jushin, the last thing you want is to be pulled away from the rest of your team.
Yeah.
It kind of defeats the whole purpose of this protect King Skylar composition.
Most definitely. So now at this point, RQ is going to get first pick in response. Still need an XP laner. So far, I mean, their draft is very telestrated, right? We know exactly where all of these heroes are going, but they are powerful heroes, so they don't need much flexibility. I think at this point, maybe get one more strong, tanky frontliner, something that can really just make sure that Jushin and Bruno can hang out on the backside.
Let's see, they are going to get that tankiness, either in the roam or the EXP. The picks of RRQ Hoshi means they can actually go for a duelist in the EXP lane. Nothing too soft, but something that might actually be able to punish in the lane. They go ahead and pick up a Cho, still flexible, but this is probably going to go into the hands of IDOC. One of the reasons why we actually don't have a lot of data on IDOC's Cho is because the times he's shown it, well, it did really good in Indonesia, and teams would rather take it away from him.
And it's not a surprise, so plenty of pickoffs and you can move fast. If RQ Kazu wants to have more mobility, the Khalid is still up on the table if they want to. If you want sort of like a big AoE presence, there's always the Guthot as well. So I think this draft is pretty, the flex pick is pretty open for RQ. I think they're definitely less worried than KBG are right now.
I think RQ could literally just pick about any XP laner. With the draft that they have, anything will work. KBG on the other hand do lock in the Beatrix and the Bellaric.
Oh, up against
the Fredrin. Is that the idea here, right? You can run in, you can kind of get the big stun here, look for something.
Juice and
The
Bruno.
CC, oh, okay.
CC comes in interesting. And Ray's kind of going crazy a little bit with the matchups right now, but to be fair, okay, you know.
We're about to find out if dogs have been taking over or will RRQ.
At this point, no predictions, right?
No
RRQ
prediction.
Hoshi, though, I will say their draft looks stellar, but also KBG. I love the Beleric pick.
Yep, we've been hearing a lot of things about KBG, but now they're going up against the King of Kings. So we're about to find out what's going to happen. This is KBG versus RRQ Hoshi. I can't also believe that they're hearing the Kingdom. They're making a lot of noise all the way here from Malaysia.
Hey, man, the fact that it's in Malaysia, very close to Indo, hey, there's a lot of them that actually flew out, right? So definitely a lot of the Kingdom here in the building. You can hear them after every single win, probably. Every single trade, probably, too. That's just how they are in Indo, too, man. You know, W fans. But let's take a look at this. Oh, Rins! It's a Brave Smite on the Juicing. That's an odd emblem to go for. Master Assassin for Skylar. It's, oh, Master Assassin too for Lexi.
Why am I feeling that this is potentially a very aggressive Jushin that could come in from Rin? Even picking up the tenacity for one of his emblems. So they might just really want to face off against Keep Best Gaming as much as possible. And I think they have the resources to do just that, but wait!
Rins with the flicker out. Very low, but still is able to escape. Skylar in the bottom lane in the 1v1 against Lexi. It does look like he's actually going to lose out on that trade. Lexi winning it out for now. Skylar will have to respect it. And KBG, they get the early control.
Honestly, we're just getting to know KBG and the way they really want to play things out. But it seems like what they're planning to go with or do in this game is to just really take on RRQ Hoshi as well. It's just to be equally aggressive. And we're seeing it from the lane-to-lane matchups and all the way to the invades. Look at Saksha, Trazy, and Lumu really being aggressive in the early game.
Well played, really well played by Keep Best Gaming right here. Stopping the level 4 from Sutsujin, and this is one of the weaknesses for the Fredrin in the jungle. Your clear speed isn't that good, especially up against a Suyo here that's online at level 3. You for the Fredrin, and you want to control neutral objectives, you still got to be level 4. He should still be able to get it with purple buff, but I believe Saksa will have the lead coming into the first turtle. Tracy knocked up at Lantern Flare, Skylar walking up as well. Tracy popping Revitalize. It should be a kill over to RRQ. The slide tackle, and that's a kill to Skylar on the Bruno.
All right, Bennett's Rage also committed for Lexi, and it seems like they're going to focus on the gold lane for now, acknowledging the fact that they may potentially be slightly behind in terms of the jungle matchup, in terms of the red tree levels. The Saksha, I think he's already, one level ahead up against Sutsujin, but they're yet to start the turtle. So we'll see what RRQ Hoshi will plan to do from now, because Zyron is still holding it and they're getting information bit by bit regarding Keep Best Gaming, but both teams, they have full resources.
You can see the Rapid Dryad already online too for Tracy. Win return going to be chunked quite low. Edok also chunked by Luo Mu, stolen the curtain call. Lantern Flare again to Tracy, win return going in as well. Wrath of the Dryad plays down the curtain call. Two Appraiser's Wrath coming down. Tracy's going to be very low. Pops into Wrath of the Dryad as Edok goes in for the back. Sutsujin winning out the red tree battle, by the way. Edok with the Jikundo. Luomu going to be caught. That's a Crimson Beacon from Rins aggressively. Luomu taken down. Win return getting a trade over to Edok, but it will be win return also taking down the trade in favor of RRQ. Rins flickering forward. Now the pull back. Lexi ball down by Skylar.
Now I believe you. They're reacting to every kill, to every trade that's happening across the map. And honestly, this is an all-out aggressive gameplay we're seeing for both of these teams. With RRQ Hoshi, they're managing it better so far, the way we're seeing it. They're ahead 5-1 in terms of kill score, and this might just be an attempt to convert it gradually. But then Keep Best Gaming, I must say, I'd also like to commend the way they're holding on to these objectives and to these potential pickups for RRQ Hoshi and Saksha.
That's a Wrath of the Dryad to catch Skylar. Edok unable to help him. Good kill back from Keep Best Gaming as they look to play for Lexi.
Yeah, that was a very decisive rotation towards the gold lane. They knew they had to shut down at least or prevent Skylar from just getting all that farm. He's He's got 2 kills already. But I think another thing we have to really take note of is the way Rins and Edok have been rotating so far. I can feel the mid control coming in from this mid duo, and there's 100% kill participation in hands of Rins. So it's proving to be quite effective. Like the way you pointed out, the Brave Smite and all that tenacity, even in the first attempt of Keep Gaming to take him out, if it weren't for those two, I doubt he would have survived up to that point.
Rins is the type of guy in indoor, right? We call him just crazy Rins also, you know? It's kind of like the Sans thing, Gila Sans, but Gila Rins, because sometimes he actually does go Gila mode, Crimson Beacon forward, Flicker forward. We've seen it twice now, Crimson Beacon and Flicker forward from Rins, so maybe that's why they went for the Brave Smite. Yep. He knows that he's going to be in a vulnerable spot a lot of times, and he will probably be punished if he doesn't have the Brave Smite. So this time he's like, yeah, if I'm going to go crazy, might as well have some safety layers.
Yeah, he needed something to complement all those crazy plays that we could potentially see from him. And now RQ Hoshi might just take control once again of this turtle pit. Oh. No, will there be a Wrath of Dryad once again?
Edok gonna go for the way of the dragon, but it's gonna be cancelled by Saxo. Pops in the blink, Sutsujin with the red tree, wins it out. Meanwhile, Tyron gets rid of Tracy. Wind Return might be next on the chopping block, but RQ will just be happy with the turtle. They'll play around the mid lane with Rins and Skylar.
Skylar's here. They're definitely going to attempt to take this down, but there goes Wind Return once again. Oh, Sutsujin. Flicker for Wind Return, but they're forcing the mid lane turret.
Oh, Wind Return might be picked up again. Sutsujin pops him up, but Rins, unfortunately, what happened up top? It's a solo kill. Tyron with the vengeance gets it done against Saksa.
I can't believe it. Like, is this the most kills we've seen so far? Like, is this the most action-packed game we've seen so far? We're only 60 minutes, but once again!
Tyron with another solo kill! In Indo, there was a line from Ghani. The guy made a deal with a devil to make a defense happen. He might have made another deal with a devil to get 2 solo kills. Tracy kicked back with the way of the dragon. Now over to Skylar. Is it Wrath of the Dryad bringing him back as Rins goes into the back with the Crimson Beacon, getting Lantern Flare as well. Lexi zoned completely. Tracy gonna be knocked up and now zoned away. Skylar gets another 2.2k gold lead for the Kings.
They're managing it well. All that sustained from Keep Best Gaming. They aren't really able to capitalize on it much. They don't allow the damage dealers to get any closer to RQ Hoshi. And now they successfully take out the tier 1 turret in the bottom lane. Even the top lane, it might fall anytime soon. So we're seeing control from RQ Hoshi. This is a 3k gold lead in their hands, but Bilexi, okay. We've seen this earlier. The Malefic gun in the Beatrix. But how effective would it be this time if you can't even gain access towards the turrets of RQ Hoshi?
I think it should still be good as a way to defend, right? It's great at sieging. It should automatically be good at defending too, because you have that range extra for the Bennett to hit these waves and to poke it down before, you know, RQ could siege.
Guardian Helmet priority here for Tracy as well. But what is the plan? What is the plan for Keep This Gaming? RQ Hoshi, they're controlling the turtle. The potential last, or actually the last turtle will be seeing, and there's the way of the dragon!
Beautifully done on the success. Sutsujin walks up, Rins picks up a killing spree. That's a vengeance from Tyron. The curtain call already down earlier. And Keep Best Gaming, they've just lost 2 members. You can see the Kingdom here supporting RQ in Malaysia. Front stage, Rins. Red Lantern Flare, very low. Skylar, oh! With a flicker forward, gets the ball down. That was a worldie for sure. Wind Return, stuck in the tier 2. Gonna go for the chase out to Skylar. Let's see how he deals with it. Skylar gonna be taken down as a big shutdown. Wind Return, not gonna be chased down. Tyron should be able to get that kill. He's going mega.
The amount of team fights that are happening, Mirko. I mean, they let go of that turtle. Now it's an 8-minute Lord. So they just completely let go of that and fought against Keep Best Gaming, but it wasn't the best situation for them. Once RQ Hoshi gets successful enough to take out both Tracy and Saksha, I think they're really trying to play around these 2 players, but once they're the first to fall, things just keep getting difficult for Keep Best Gaming.
Brigida, you keep bringing up the kills like you forgot. You know the server. This is the Brawl server, baby.
The Brawl server.
This is RQ Hoshi in the Brawl server. It seems like they're going to get this Lord for free. Nothing KBG can do while being 4,000 gold behind Edok is so annoying. just always baiting KBG and screening him around, and now Skylar has the Mlbb gun.
Yep. I don't think they're even having second thoughts about looking for Tracy at this point. Even when he successfully gets to use the Wrath of Dryad, they have multiple ways to get out of it, and there are other players from RRQ Hoshi who just make sure. There's Dyron. He can just dive into the backlines and make sure that Bilexi won't be having the best time of his life trying to get those free hits, unlike Skylar. Not unless we see a similar situation where Skylar's left alone or left behind, but from this point onwards, now that RRQ Hoshi has complete control of this game, this might be very, very difficult for Keepbest Gaming to defend. Multiple resources are forced out just to clear the incoming minion waves. And mind you, RRQ Hoshi, especially Edok, he still has the flicker way of the dragon.
Crazy brought back Edok, goes in for the kick. Bilexi's gonna be caught there, and Win Return will be able to escape for a bit. Rins picks him up, Skylar takes him down. It's another mega kill pick for Rins this time. 7,000 gold lead. They've dealt with 2, and they still have a Lord to play with.
All right, so that slightly wasn't a successful way of the dragon attempt, but still
Skylar!
edge!
From downtown, he gets the shot. That was a goal. Half court. Luomu trying to defend. Again, the lantern flare from Rins. LMU is down. Skylar gets another. It's a shutdown now as Tracy tries to bait the pick over. Dyron with a yo-yo. It's him taking down Win Return. He has to try to survive the curtain call, locks him down. Rins goes in for the flicker forward. He knocks him out of the base. And Dyron takes him out. It's a shutdown in the end. Can they go for it?
Is that what you call a crazy Rins play? Because I'm starting to believe it right now. They're gaining access to the base of KBG Gaming. They might take out all inhibitor turrets right now, and they have a lot of minion waves incoming. The death timers aren't that long though, so Keepbest Gaming, they might still be able to defend this.
They will. They will be able to defend, but they have lost all of their base turrets with the first Lord. Now that is some ridiculous stuff.
I'm starting to realize just how action-packed, how active the Brawl server is actually.
Yeah.
Like, we're seeing it in action right now from RRQ Hoshi, and it's very exciting to see this kind of gameplay. And like, based on what's happening right now, it's so hard for Keepbest Gaming to find their way back in this game. Not unless they really get to set up a perfect team fight here. They have a lot of AoE, if it's just that. The Wrath of Dryad, the Bennett's Rage. But you really want to reserve that as well for all those potential Lord Sieges that might happen later on from RRQ Hoshi.
You still can't take Keepbest Gaming out of this game just yet, right? They have defended. It's an 8,000 gold lead, but we've seen gold leads like this go away with one big fight. It seemed like RRQ, though, they're playing the discipline game really, really well, and that's RRQ for you. They play the Brawl server really well, but then they have the discipline to actually slow things down.
Yep, actually, this has been such a great game for Dyron even. Like, he hasn't died not even once in this entire game. And to think that he's actually the person from RRQ Hoshi who really dives toward the backlines. But speaking of diving, speaking of looking at the targets from the back, Edok, he's positioned himself really well, and that's the Crimson Beacon in once again from Rins.
Okay, Edok goes and kicks Bilexi back. Edok, you're a mad lad. The worldie comes around, and the AoE's there. Skylar's gonna be able to free hit all around. That's a double kill for Skylar. Slide tackle to Win Return. One last shot to take him down. Will he be able to get the triple? Now RRQ going in. Skylar gets the triple. KBG trying to defend with Bilexi with a Mlbb gun. Rins, will he go for another Gila play? Flickers forward. Now Skylar looking for a kill over to him. Skylar gets another. It's a maniac technically. The Savage gets taken away from him, but RRQ stay in form as they win in a day full of upsets.
I thought KBG would have still had a chance. The tactical reposition saving Bilexi, but it wasn't long before another crazy play was shown to us here by Rins and the rest of RRQ Hoshi, dominating this game and putting an end to all those, or actually, they don't plan to continue all these underdog stories, not at least for today.
And also, they avoid hell. That 0-1 bracket is literally hell.
I cannot imagine what everyone is feeling right now, but let's break down this game for you and head over back to our panel.
Bilexi to really seal the fate of KBG, even though it's sealed.
Bruno, ban this Bruno, guys.
Yeah, Bruno has put itself on the map in the hands of fantastic players such as the face of Indonesian Mlbb, Skyler. Going back to the highlights, it was tough for Keepes Gaming to find any flow. I was mentioning to the boys here that as someone who's played Belleric myself, there are times where I'm happy as a Belleric, and honestly, this is one of those times. However, RRQ Hoshi, they knew that and they respected it. They have the juice in with them, and every time they can get a moment to build an advantage by taking out the Belleric and then punishing in the entry of either Saksa or Wind Return, they took it.
Susan is so good against these immobile, beefy front lines that want to look for a set, right? Like, you just keep them at an arm's length. There's no way for them to get close to you in any way. But I also want to kind of touch on this Bruno a bit more, because it's pretty weird. When we looked at the wild cards, team were respect banning Bruno.
Yeah.
But right now, Bruno is getting through every single draft.
I think at the end of day one, we might not see much of Bruno anymore.
I think it's
starting
going to be
tomorrow, right?
GG's for Bruno. Maybe tomorrow, maybe even the next game.
Yeah.
Big next game coming up. Won't spoil it for you. But yeah, I mean, not only that, the Bruno does well in just about anybody's hands, but you put it in the hands of Skyler, it is destructive, it is chaos, it is everything that RRQ Hoshi wanted.